Everything that you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. And so a lot of times you just allow other people to define you.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the last segment of Profession Explore Series 2025. Last one, it feels like the weeks just went by like that. You'll remember that on the first week we had a wonderful kick-off. We started on a very high note with the Master of Education, Usmiso Skakane. Do check it out if you missed it. And last week we spoke about dermatology, skin cancer, and also language and speech therapy with Annalise Chambers. And this week, today, we are going to be talking to Goitseone Maura. I'll read her bio, so you're going to know all about her. But just a little bit of a recap again, as I always say, that this podcast, if you allow me, is dedicated to high scholars who are yet going to university, who are thinking of what course should they take, trying to broaden how, we look at courses like your mainstream courses, law, nursing. So we're just trying to expose other courses to high scholars and also to corporates who've been in the industry for years, maybe thinking of venturing into something different, another field, and lastly, business people. Either you are wanting to start a business or you've been in business, you want to go back to corporate or even go back to school. So this is for you. And I'm not alone today. I'm with Goitseone, and I'll allow her to greet you.
Hi,
Good
everybody.
evening, ma'am.
Evening. Hi, everyone. I'm Goitseone, and thank you so much for the invite. I look forward to answering as many questions as I can.
As many.
Don't be hard on a girl.
And thank you so much for honoring this invitation.
Thank you.
I can't wait to engage with you. And we'll just get straight into it. I'm going to read her bio and we'll take it from there. So Goitseone Mafura is a 25-year-old, almost looking like 16 though, digital professional with an honors degree in media, innovation and leadership, and an advanced diploma in public relations and communications, both obtained from CPUT. Now, as a content marketing specialist for a creative agency, Goitseone serves as a dedicated resource for the Netflix SA, I can't wait to hear about that, digital team. Her portfolio boasts over 15 brands, including BT Signature, Longitude Developments, Weylandts, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Sweet-Orr, Rimmel London, and CreditSmart. Throughout her journey, Goitseone has consistently demonstrated creativity and innovation, continually building her skills in digital marketing, and her accomplishments are rooted in her experience as a community manager. I like community, for a leading social sampling agency overseeing a network of over 250 influencers. Girl! In this dynamic role, Goitseone executed impactful social media campaigns that resonated with audiences, including jungle oats, #road thinner to cook quicker. I'm not going to read all the hashtags, I may butcher them. No hair and others. Checkers, Simples, Truth, and the rest. Otherwise, I'm going to butcher these hashtags. I'm seeing some German. Who's this Schwarz something here?
Schwarzkopf.
But she'll tell you about it. Goitseone has thrived in the ever-evolving digital marketing landscape, navigating diverse industries from beauty to food, and furniture to property development. What? Food, furniture, property development, girl! Each client brought unique opportunities and challenges, shaping her into the versatile professional she is today. Reflecting on her journey, Goitseone is proud of the impact she has made and the relationships she has forged. And lastly, as she continues to push boundaries and explore new avenues in the digital realm, she's excited to see where this journey will take her next, with passion as her compass and creativity as her fuel. The possibilities are limitless. Every time I read such bios, I'm like, do we even have to continue? Do the interview? I mean, the bio has said it all. But anyway, there's still so much to be said. And I'm just going to ask you, who is Goitseone Maura? Give us your background. Give us your school days, primary, high school, and perhaps, the start of varsity.
Okay, so firstly, As you were reading the bio, I'm like, where did I get up to all of this?
Like when 25-year-olds, can you see?
But thank you so much, Kirsty, for the opportunity, and thank you for the beautiful question. I feel when you get up to a lot of things, you tend to forget like what the background is. Like you focus on the now, and I'm guilty of that. Like I tend to focus on the now, forgetting what work I put in. And sometimes I'm like, other people can easily do this just because I can. And it's like, but that also took so much hard work and resilience.
Correct.
So just a bit of a background. Goitseone is a 25-year-old girl from Freiburg in the Northwest. And growing up in a small town called Freiburg, the only way through life is out, in that we don't have like a college back home, we don't have a university. So if I have to make it, and if I want to like make it out there and be someone, then I have to make my way out of my hometown and like go to school, go to university, or go to like a college, a technical college if you want to, and just explore what there is to life, and then go back home and like practice whatever it is that you learned outside. I went to Bupakanang High School, went to public schools my entire life. And I think that also in a way adds a lot to who I am. Goitseone is someone who is constantly looking for ways to live up to her name. My name means the one that knows, or if you are like deeply rooted in Christianity or whatever faith you believe in, then it means God is the one that knows, or God is the one with all the knowledge. And for me, I feel my pursuits in life are always motivated by I want to know more, and in wanting to know more, you want to do more.
Correct. Yeah.
So yeah, that's why. Exactly.
Okay. And then?
Yeah. So I'd say, like growing up in like Freiburg and what led to varsity, I did my Freiburg was all that I knew, and it was all that I like grew up around, like Tswana people, and the closest you'd know to like other cultures would be through television or through social media. My first introduction to the world out there was actually through Facebook, which also reminds me of a conversation we had before this. We were like, I feel like I'm outgrowing Facebook. And I was like,
Yeah, I was saying, I just scroll like literally like one, and then two, and then I'm like, okay, I'm bored.
You see?
Also, somehow, I'm just, I don't like reading. Okay, maybe I should
let's change that.
Because I do love reading, but like books.
Yeah.
But posts, I can't read. I just need to see pictures and then move on.
Well, Facebook, funny enough, is the reason why I'm even here, like sitting here talking about PR. I remember a few months ago, my colleagues and I were playing a game, and they were like, which object can you not live without? And a colleague jokingly said she's probably gonna say her phone. And I was like, actually, that is true. And they're like, what do you mean? Which now takes us back to a story, if we have the time. The year is 2014. I feel like I'm now ready to explore the world that is social media, and I want to start my Facebook profile. I started the profile, and from then onwards, it felt like there's a world out there, and there's lots of people to connect with and lots of people to talk to. And yeah, that's where it started. Started my Facebook profile, and around that time, I'm in high school. At 14, we're in like
high school.
Yeah.
I was doing my third year university, but I also do know there are those who are like, I feel even more old because 2014, you were probably on the 5th year in your corporate job.
Yeah. Here's a 2014 kid in high school, guys. I was 14 years old at that time. Probably in grade 9, I think. And I remember writing, my favorite subject in high school was English. And I remember us writing this exam, this English exam paper, and the case study was about this employee at Google whose daughter wrote a letter and was just thanking Google about the work culture. And in my mind, I was like, Google sounds like a really cool company. And I was like, when I grow up, I want to work for Google. And that's where like sort of the ambition came from. I became ambitious and I was like, the end goal is to work for Google. And then reading magazines. There were these government magazines that used to be shared a lot in my hometown. I just can't recall the name. And they used to publish a lot of social media updates on there, like the recent changes with Instagram, where now grades are being changed and things like that. They used to publish things like that. And that's where I got to know a lot more about the back end of Meta. Now, well, it was Facebook then, it's now Meta. That's where I got to know a lot about it. I was like, actually, I don't think I want Facebook, I want Meta. And then like it always led to me being like, I think I want to work here, I want to work there. And unfortunately, that also with like the current state of the education, the quality of education in our country, you find that you feel just because Facebook is a tech company and Google is a tech company, then you probably need to pursue a career in tech. But you don't think you can be a graphic designer and still work at Facebook or for Facebook. You can be a PR person and still work for Facebook. Still at this time, I have no idea what PR is. I did not subscribe to any of that. All I know is these are my top 2 companies and I am aiming for the stars.
And Meta.
Google and Meta, okay. And then sharp, fast forward to, because we don't have all day and I know I tend to mumble. You're welcome to stop me if I
will, guys. Trust me. I'll be like, oh, these are the questions that actually solve. The next question.
Please.
But yeah, tell us, you enrolled in
do
public
that a lot.
relations.
Yes.
Why? And also, if you can simplify, like, tell us what is public relations.
Yeah, so this now leads, Facebook still leads us to how I found out what PR is. I didn't know about it until later in life. At some point, I stayed home for 2 years. I had a 2-year gap year, unplanned gap year, because I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like you would mention now, Goitse, I think you know how to play around with colors. Maybe you should be an artist. I'm like, tomorrow I'm pursuing a career as an artist, because there's a lack of career guidance and there's a lack of direction where you don't know what to do.
Thank you for mentioning that. That is why we're doing Profession Explore.
Yeah, exactly. So now, one time I'm chilling, I'm on Facebook, and this person is hosting a women empowerment seminar, and they're looking for ambassadors in my hometown. So now they one of the prompts is, if you want to enter the competition, for lack of a better word, you need to comment, and they'll, with motivation, as to why you need to be chosen to be the ambassador. I then comment, this is 2019. I then comment and I'm like, hi, I don't think you should do your competition this way.
Okay. She has some thoughts,
you see, I was like, I know better, okay? I was like, I don't think you should approach your competition this way. Maybe do it this way. And this is how you can track your metrics, how you can track the people that applied, and how you know that you made the right decision. Not knowing that was me performing an audit for their strategy, because obviously they posted that because they thought about it. But I didn't. To me, it was just a random Facebook scroll, and I was like, let me spend my time here. And not knowing that I was doing an audit, what we call an audit in PR, and not knowing that I was reevaluating their strategy and giving them solutions as to how to better what they wanted to do. So now this person sends me a DM on Facebook and they're like, hi, can you please be a PR manager? I'm
what?
Like, PR manager?
Are you telling me on your first job you're already a manager?
I promise you. And they had an entire team. That I feel like that's also a problem in its own, because now it gives the idea that just because someone has commented and they feel like they know better, then they qualified for a position, and that's just not how things should work, guys.
And you had already started studying
At that
PR.
time, I was not a student. I had no idea what PR is. All I knew was my sister is an artist, and whenever she'd go and perform and people were asking for invoices, she'd be like, ask her. Like anything that needs to be written, that needs to be sent on mail, like if people are asking for a synopsis of her performance or something like that, Goitse was the go-to person. That's all I knew like I was doing. And I would also like give her strategies like, let's do this on your page, let's do that, let's explore this and things like that, not knowing that I was practicing in PR, but I was unaware. So after he says this,
I feel like it's more of a gift.
You see, at some point I was like, I feel like PR chose me. Like it was just like, girl, we want you. So I was like, PR manager. That in its own changed, I feel, the trajectory of my life. Because then I had a chat with my sister. I'm like, this person sent me a DM and they're like, can you be a PR manager? And we Googled it. I was like, I think I want to do this. And that's where like we did our research, looked at varsities where I could apply, and the rest, as they say, is history.
What would you say PR is?
So PR is, I almost gave you the
public relations.
Public relations. So this is what I usually do with people, and I think I'll do it with you. What's your favorite brand? Like it can be anything random. It can be like maybe the name of a car. It can be a shop way. Volvo. Do you follow them on social media?
I actually don't. I just trust Volvo. I don't follow them. I don't follow any cars.
I'm gonna hold your hand as I say this.
I don't.
The reason why you trust Volvo is because a PR professional built that relationship between you and the brand Volvo. That's our job. They build a relationship with you, like they'll publish articles about, like they'll find women that you feel are like you to partner with them and be like, post on TikTok at this time because Luthando will be online at this time and she'll be scrolling. So when you post this video at 7 and she's scrolling at 7, she'll feel like, this is convenient, and I feel like I identify with the lady on TikTok. And they feel like, they're building trust. That's us. So we build a relationship between consumers and the company or the product.
So PR is building a relationship between consumers and and the brands.
But that doesn't only limit it. Like that's not the one way to describe it.
Okay, but then I must say it also doesn't take away the fact that trust and other things that can be built, they go beyond PR though, because Volvo, you can trust that brand because it speaks for itself.
But how does it speak for itself?
It's quality.
It's wording the quality.
Right? Because you can still apply the PR strategies on a Ferrari. I cannot trust a Ferrari. I cannot trust my kids with a Ferrari. It's speeding a lot. It's dangerous. But you can still post on all those convenient times.
It's now led to like a consumer vouching for the brand. That's the essence of. Then the PR is very great. After this, I'm gonna Google the Volvo PR team and be like, props, because now you have a consumer pushing me to go and Google what it is that they do that's so special that I also have to be like, I want to do the same.
You don't even have to see online though. Just go to an existing Volvo and explore it, use it, and I mean, But anyway, I'm not even very much a car person, but I do trust Volvo, guys.
That's because it's in the wording. The wording is created by who us. Like we plant seeds here and there. Like we are your
I feel like then you make it like it's seeds that are planted, but that are more like fantasy. But then the actual brand, you try. No,
You see?
Volvo,
you're doing the things.
You don't have to advertise Volvo.
You see,
it's very safe.
I love the
family
fact that
car, but you can't apply the same for Ferrari. No matter how many articles you publish, no matter if you can catch me in the morning and then decrease the prices, you cannot compare.
But that's because then Volvo knows his target market.
Yes, thank you for mentioning that. So then I think then we can add to say that then part of public relations, it's also knowing your target market.
Exactly.
Yeah, because like I'm saying,
100%.
you can give us the articles, put the celebrities that we like, and then like pull us that way. But when we get to the actual brand, we still have to decide if we're buying it because of its quality. Hence, I'm saying remove all other things. Let's just talk the quality of Evolvo. You know, among other cars.
Yeah.
For the segment,
Volvo, please sponsor this podcast. You have a walking billboard. I think it's also quite important that you mentioned like advertising, because I feel a lot of people then are like, then what's the difference between advertising and PR, and what's the difference between marketing and PR? So what we do is, our job is just to build relationships with people. That's where it ends. And then marketers try and sell to you. Marketers and advertisers, that's where like sales are involved and things like that. So we do the job of trust Volvo, like our quality is great, that's it. And then like the marketing people will be like, you trust us now, naturally, let's swipe. Exactly, like that's just, I thought I should mention that.
I really stood for Volvo. Volvo, I hope you are watching. Yeah, I really stood for you.
Someone important is watching, don't worry.
So what did you major in public relations?
It was just, so I'm studying through CPUT, and it's just at undergrad level, you're just doing PR and comms, and then at honors level, it's media innovation and leadership. So
I must throw it there that we were studying together last year. So we are both honors graduates in media leadership and innovation. And this year we're taking masters together. So my next question is, so you are a content marketing specialist. Take us through that journey, along with the highlighted campaigns that you executed, or just even your turning points in your career.
So I did a bit of a career switch in a way, and I'll explain how, because content marketing isn't necessarily a PR thing, but it's more a marketing thing. And I feel that's the beauty of the industry that I work in. So it's not like one-sided, where because you've chosen PR and you feel like this is like what I want to do, it's multifaceted. Like, you get to be a publicist, you get to be an influencer marketing specialist, you get to be so many things. And fortunately, I found my thing earlier while I was still in pursuing my academics in undergrad, and I was like, I think this is a direction that I want to take. So how my career in content marketing started is, I was in second year, and one day I decided that I wanted a job. And second year. And this is also going to be a bit of unsolicited advice. Take the learnings if you want to from this, but how I started was, so I have an organization called Career Guidance Without Borders, which is kind of in line with what Strength Within a Woman is. What we do is we offer practical career guidance. So we do this through workshops, through mentorship sessions and things like that, which I think we'll get into later on.
Definitely.
So when I was in first year, I started a Facebook page, and with a group of friends and we started this Facebook page, and within a day we were at 1,000 likes. And
within a day,
and then within a month we were on over 100 impressions on the page, and we got over 12k likes on the page. This was in first year, right? And for me, that was insane, because how we reached those numbers was, we created a thread on Facebook. Threads are more a Twitter thing, but we used a cross-functional strategy and used it on a different platform, and still yielded results. So we started a thread of different universities, where you can apply for what, when, and things like that. And then we took the post and shared it in different groups. So different groups that have like the specific target market that we want. So youth that want to go to universities, if you're in a similar group as them, we share it there. different universities, because we know as a university student, you're still gonna get high scholars who ask you, how do I get to university? So we were like, let's play with like the mind of the consumer, because when you see something helpful, your first instinct will be to share it and to pass on knowledge if you are that kind of person. And that's what worked for us. So second year, I see a post after deciding that I want to apply for a job. And upon seeing the post, I'm like, it says they're looking for a community manager. So community managers are people who, like simply put, they do just that. They manage a community. Okay. So what they do is, if Volvo has followers online, there's a community manager who manages a community of people who love Volvo online. So if there are people who love Volvo on Twitter, then those people are managing that. And if like there are comments, they reply those, still within the lines of building a relationship with. Like if you feel like Volvo is reliable, if you DM them on Instagram now, they should reply now. You understand? So that's what a community manager does. And I applied. I checked the job specs, and they were like, they're looking for a community manager. They're looking for someone with a qualification. So automatically, I didn't qualify. Qualify. I almost said cauliflower.
It's okay.
People who like, I didn't qualify for that post, and I was like, okay, like a degree won't stand in between me and a job. That time I'm in second year. They want someone.
You've been very ambitious.
Yeah, very since starting from the comment on the Facebook page, I was like, I didn't qualify for that, and then they were like, they want someone with experience. I didn't have experience, like industry experience, as in I got paid for it, but I had experience as in I've done it through my social enterprise. Okay. So I was like, that's my talking point. So they're looking for someone who can cause a viral conversation organically. And I was like, that very thread that went viral on Facebook went viral organically because we thoughts were and we were like, okay, I'm gonna apply. So I sent out my email, and on my email I'm like, hi, I'd like to express my interest on this post, introduce myself obviously, and I'm like, unfortunately I don't have a qualification, but here's what I've done. And then I did a whole case study of the thread that we did, how the page had 1,000 likes in a day, how we cost, like, I took all the other job specs where they were like, they want someone who uses search engine optimization, they want this, they want that. I'm like, I may not have the qualification yet, and I might be in second year, but this is how I've implemented all the other things on the thingy, on the application. And luckily, I got a call back, and they're like, hi, we'd like to invite you for an interview. I make it through the interview. They like, second round, we want to invite you to the office because we want to see like if you can tackle like the work that we do and things like that. And obviously within our industry, when we apply for a job, you get a task. And I was like, oh, okay, game on. That's that. Missy goes with her second year education at the office and meeting the team. And it's like, yeah, this is your task. I remember one of my major tasks for the day included creating content for Instagram. And luckily, I'm going to say luckily, because it somehow worked for me, but Instagram went down on the day.
Oh,
so imagine they want to see if I'll be able to get all those tasks done within a working day, like from 9 till 4. And here I am, Instagram went down at 12. We stay until 2, Instagram is still down. People are going home and they're like, it's okay, you can do it tomorrow. Because what am I going to do when Instagram is down?
And now at least you're aware what you're supposed to do.
You see.
Okay.
Yeah, but long story short, submitted the application when Instagram was back up, and they reached out and they were like, girl, we got someone with a qualification, but we'd still love to create a new position for you. We'd like you to be our intern.
Create a new position.
You see,
that's great.
And that's how I ended up interning there. So, which brings us to what those hashtags were. So I worked on Knorr Kape soup, and we were introducing those what's the soups that you could have as a snack, and they were introducing them. Luckily for me, they were introducing them to a demographic that I fit. They were introducing them to young adults who are still in varsity. Some are studying out work, so I quite understood it. We did Avon, we did Got to Be, where they were introducing the 2-in-1 brush, which you can use on your eyelashes and on your edges. We worked on quite a lot, and I feel like that for me was a huge stepping stone, but it also made me realize the importance of having educational backing in this line of work. For instance, when the very same year in second year, we had an assignment called the social media assignment, where you had to post 5 tweets a day, like you were taught how to build your own personal brand online. And this was through a series of posts. So for a whole month, you had to post consistently from like the beginning of the month till the end. And then at the end, you create a portfolio. What we don't know as students is that's the role of a community manager or a social media manager. And the portfolio that you do at the end, because it also had to have insights, it had to have like screenshots of your posts, it had to have what's this sentiment, like how certain posts performed, you had to make it fun and things like that. What you don't know as a student is also, as much as the whole assignment is you being taught how to be a community manager, the portfolio is a report, and you have to report at the end of a campaign. So those are also things that I learned, luckily for me, that I got to learn while in the job. I'm like, so that assignment was not a waste of time. Thank you, CPUT.
CPUT. So we had 3 institutions. We had UJ received a lot of scores during our first segment. Then we had Stellenbosch, and now we're having CPUT. I'm also a CPUT baby. So CPUT. This year you're pursuing your master's. What's the name of the course again?
It's Master in Communication and Media.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I can't wait to journey with you on that as well.
Please.
But tell me, do you have an idea what you're going to research on?
I'm still
and
toying.
I'm still going to be taking notes.
Yeah.
We're both in this.
I mean, I should be copying from her homework.
Any idea?
I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking about it a lot, because obviously there have been a lot of changes in the South African media landscape. And I feel like whenever I think, yeah, I've got my topic or I've got my research thing, it's like you're doing an injustice to this section of like where we are headed as a people online and how we conduct ourselves online and things like that. So it's an exciting journey ahead, but I'm still like giving it a lot of thought.
That's a way of saying I ain't telling you.
No.
Okay, no, but I like how you're mentioning the reality of so much that has changed and that is still changing.
Yeah.
I was sharing with Usmiso the other day that I'm so grateful that because previously when I finally humbled myself and enrolled for the media innovation last year together, previously I had felt, oh my goodness, I lost a lot of years. I feel like it's a step back. But then I realized how much I do not know currently because I started masters in 2017 and returning now in 2024, which was last year. A lot has happened in between. So I was like, actually, I know close to nothing. So it was such an opportunity and an eye-opener, a very humbling eye-opener. So I totally agree that even just from last year to now, a lot has changed. Do you know there's a new generation, 2025 to 2039?
Listen.
Generation Beta.
We are not ready.
Like, you know, so just
we are
just
not
that
ready for
already,
any of that.
you know, so I concur when you're saying there's a lot of thoughts going around. What should you focus on? What angle, you know, especially as people from innovation. I mean, you can't be an innovation driven person and then suddenly masters you are now, I don't know,
hey, you're
static.
Just like,
you have
to ever evolve.
So
Yeah,
I get you.
I totally agree. And just like touching on what you said about how like your time span from 2017 to last year, like it was a lot has changed. It reminds me of advice that I got a few years ago when I had to decide between a job and my next venture. And I said to a friend, I don't know what it is that I want to do. Like we're having like a similar conversation in a way, and she said to me, the worst thing that you can do in your career is take a break, especially in what we do. Like it doesn't work. Like sometimes you really do need a break, and we're not taking away from that. But when it comes to social, let's take the TikTok ban, for example. Like imagine if you took a break and you decided to take a break last month. Yeah? There's now Red Note, the new app that people are signing on. There was that WhatsApp scare where people were saying the data is compromised. They're moving to Telegram. Like imagine being a professional that's not in the groove of things and those changes are happening. And then when you come back to the industry with your 3 months ago TikTok knowledge, people are like, that's no longer a thing anymore. Like clients don't want that. Like what do you do? So I think I just had to share the whole, like take a break, but be mindful of it. One day we slept, the following day there are WhatsApp channels. Like
guys, yes.
Those are things you did not see coming, but they end up happening and you're like,
I slept and woke up, the grid will change on Instagram. Like, what?
It has changed the entire world. Yeah.
For those who curate their posts, like myself as a graphic designer, I'm still in shock.
When I saw that update, I was like, this is a designer's nightmare.
Lord,
because what do you do now? Like, they've even changed reels, like it's a mess. But I think...
Why would you just change ratio? Okay. Mark Zuckerberg, anyway. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. But anyway, in closure, what would you say to someone who wants to pursue a career in public relations or even to study the course, public relations?
You ask for advice, right?
Your words, hey?
What are you asking for?
What would you say?
What did I say to them? Okay. I would say,
interested or something.
Yeah, I'd say pursue it. Pursue it, give it your all, but also like don't lose your fire. I feel like when a lot happens in our industry, same as we've just said now, like you wake up, tomorrow there's a new update, tomorrow there's a new app, clients are on your neck asking, are we joining that app? That time you also only just found out about it now. Don't lose your fire, because there will come times where you're going to feel like maybe this is not for me because things are not going the way you had anticipated them to go. But don't lose your fire and have a teachable spirit. Like always be willing to learn. I think for me, our honors program was also a huge learning program. Yay! Because we were doing research, and when you do research, you feel like you have your one grand idea, and then you're told actually that might not work, and now you have to change it. Like you have to take a completely different direction. I don't know how many times, because we were in the same group. How many times we had to sit down and be like,
we've had to remove content here and put it there, and then eventually have to remove the content altogether. I remember.
And those are things that teach you that if you are like if you're a know-it-all, if it's binky, you will not necessarily, because everything will come as I need to stand my ground and I need to be stubborn. We are not changing this thing. But if you don't change that thing, then you're not going to evolve and you're not going to offer anyone a solution, because that's the basis of research, offering solutions, offering knowledge and sharing knowledge, imparting knowledge. And I feel this like the golden thread that people take for granted. So to anyone who wants to go into PR, make sure that you want to go into it. And just to take from something that someone said to our class when we were all in first year was, we were asked the question, who here is fresh from high school? And I think about 4 or 5 people raised their hands. And every one of us, fresh from high school, everyone else was like pursuing their second degree. And then you find a Goitse who found out about it on a Facebook page after 2 years of staying at home. And she was like, that's because this is a mature course. Like, you have to be mature in your thinking to be wanting this and to be wanting to pursue this, because you make executive decisions. Something as basic as choosing an influencer has the potential to make or break the campaign that you're working on. A simple word might make or break your campaign. A case study with this might be the Clicks ad, where they had a black woman's hair and they were like frizzy hair and like things like that. Things like that
really made a huge impact.
You see,
on the downside for kids.
And it's the problem comes from the wording, and the problem comes from the pictures chosen. Like, what are you saying about the type of hair that you have on that specific graphic, and the kind of word that you use? Like, couldn't you think of other words? And that's something you do not think of when you're not teachable, when you're not someone who's open to making changes, and when you're not someone who is open to change and to evolving as a professional. Because you might find, like, sometimes, I know I'm mumbling, but like we can cut this.
I'm not cutting anything. We're closing down now. It's the last segment. We're closing down. As you can see, it's more chilled. We're like just vibing here, just cozying around. But yeah, you can close now.
If you are a grade 12 learner, you've made it, a grade 12 learner or someone who's in the gap year, and you've made it this far in the video, then you are probably like very sure that this is something that you want to do. So I'm talking to you. There will be people who will advise you not to pursue PR because it's dominated by a specific race, one, or that it is overcrowded and a lot of people are studying it, so you will not find your job. I got the same pushback when I told people that I trusted that I wanted to study PR, and they were like, there are a lot of people studying that. Because
like
for some
HR.
Strange, exactly, I was about
How
to
we've
say,
got to know HR, I just don't.
We were told, it even sounds like PR. So like sometimes it sounds like HR. Like sometimes you'll tell someone that, oh, I'm studying PR, and like, is it HR? And you're like, I literally just said PR.
Yeah.
But okay. And it's like, if you feel strongly about wanting to pursue it, because then there's just something in you that feels like I'm more than deserving of a seat at the table, and I feel like that voice also deserves a chance to shine.
Correct. So let your voice be heard, pursue.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to add that, and this is something that Usmiso spoke about as well in the first segment, that also do like an introspection, that is this something that you really want to do? Even Annalise mentioned that. She said that even look at your environment, look at where you are based, look at the need, so that you don't pursue something that you can't come back and actually be active in and contribute to a society, because it's not necessarily a need. And then maybe only wake up that I actually have to move to a certain environment to contribute with the skill set. So definitely. But yeah, that is it. I think I like how we came down with this segment, where as much as we are learning so much, but it's more like chilled and cozy
Gen
and
Z energy.
Yeah, I like that. So I think it was
Yeah.
a good closure. And yeah, thank you so much for accepting this invitation again.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we look forward to, we will see what we will do in the year, how we can
Please.
partner with you,
Please.
with your, especially when you spoke about career guiding, which is what your business does. So yeah, we'll see, but we'll talk about that after we know what
We'll
our research
offline.
topic is going to be, because we both don't know currently. But yeah, thank you so much once again.
No, thank you
Merci
so
beaucoup.
much.
And thank you for watching, especially if you've been watching from the first segment, second, this is the third and the last one. Thank you so much, and we will do this again this time next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Everything that you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. And so a lot of times you just allow other people to define you.